Welcome to the Barbara Show. This is your weekly inspirational, motivational, and educational talk show that comes to your screens every Sunday on Isibo TV at 7 p.m. or on the YouTube channel. I really appreciate your likes, your shares, your comments. It is what keeps me coming back every Sunday on your TV screen. And like we have come to know, this is a platform where we share our experiences, we share what we've been through, and we help the youth connect to the older generation to learn more and find the courage to be better and to do better. It is always my pleasure to host this show, and today we are going to talk to an IT person as we reflect, as we think about building a career in the IT world. Rwanda has come a very long way since '94, after the end of the genocide against the Tutsi, to today. And we have seen a lot of advancements being done with the help and the support of the IT sector. But maybe you could be following this show and you're thinking about doing IT. What does that look like? We are with Cliff Murigande, who is the Chief Information Officer from MTN Rwanda, and he's here to share with us his experience in this career that he has chosen 16 years ago when he started pursuing his dreams in the IT world. Stay tuned and follow. I hope and I pray you learn one or two more things. Welcome, Cliff.
Welcome. Thank you, Barbara. Thanks for the invite.
Yes. So you find, how did you choose to go the IT way?
I was back in 2000. You know that period after secondary school, and
Yes.
everyone's planning to go to university. So I was planning to go to University of Rwanda, Butare, to pursue something totally different from IT.
Really?
So a friend of mine, Chata, he came to see me, said, Cliff, why don't we go to Mudende and then do computer? I thought about it. I said, why not? So I did not have a lot of information of what is in computer science or information management, but at least I know computer, and I had a lot of myths about computer. So that's how I started. So I joined Mudende. We spent 4 years there, and after that, the rest is what is happening today. So
wow. How did you stay in there? Because if you were going to the university to do something very different, and then you switched to information management, and you actually stick to it, what made you stick to it?
Barbara, the truth of the matter is, when I started IT, I found something very interesting in it, where, for instance, you could have an idea after, of course, going through different courses. You could have an idea of, let me program this. You have an idea of making a solution, and then you have a code for it. Of course, it wasn't that easy. I had to go through a process. So you code, you program, you try, error, but you are successful. So I remember once when I did my first sorting of a table. That's a table in ascending or descending order. And we made a program that could sort a table and then put it in ascending or descending order. Was very happy to do that. And I also later I programmed a calculator, a simple calculator, and it was working. I could plus, minus, division, multiplication, and all that. That was at the very beginning of the university programs. I was very happy because I could see that through IT, I could make solution or develop solution to existing problems. So that's why I stick how I stick to IT till today, because through it, I can provide solution to existing problems.
Did you, at any given point, think that maybe you chose the wrong career? Was it difficult at some points and you're like, maybe I should switch?
At the university, no, but after, when I started my career, with these sleepless nights, with these errors or things that you plan to do, it doesn't happen the way you want to do it, to make it happen, or tight schedule, you feel at a certain point, why did I choose this as my career? You know, that fatigue, that disappointment. And then if you focus really on that only, you can really quit, because IT, which I believe, like any other professional, has its own challenges, has its own ups and downs. So those are the difficult moments or challenging moments where you feel really down, and the body isn't responding, you have health problems, you are tired, you are exhausted because of the pressure, the needs, and that thing inside you that is always pushing you hard to deliver. But you see that maybe you're not getting there, and then you feel like, I should quit. Why did I choose this one? But when you look back, you see what you have managed to do. You compare maybe what is the current challenge. You see that what you managed to do is harder than what is the current challenge. And even that current challenge is an opportunity to do more. That keeps me moving.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We have looked at solutions brought by IT in this country. Yeah. How does it make you feel when you have worked on different projects, yes? Yeah. How does it make you feel when you see projects succeeding and you have contributed in those solutions? As an IT person, how do you feel about that?
I think that the happiness about IT, when you pass by a person behind the computer, and then you look at the screen, you see that person is clicking to a button, and you know what is behind that button, and what is happening whenever she clicks on that button. It gives you joy. It's like you are a mom. It's like having a baby.
Yes, yes.
You know, you see the baby is growing, the baby is laughing, is playing. So that's the beauty about IT. So on different programs or the project or solutions I worked on with other people, today I find it as a privilege to have contributed to the lives of many in one way or the other. And that's the beauty of IT, I keep saying. We provide solutions to make the lives of others more enjoyable. I would put it that way.
Okay, so you have worked on different projects. Yeah. Which one has been the one that has made you most proud? I know you have worked at MTN Rwanda for quite some time, and you have worked on different projects there. But which one has been that project that you look at and you're like, I am happy I spent so many hours without sleeping, but this is here?
There are many, but allow me to touch on two projects I recall. I think back, was it around 2000, maybe 2008, if I recall well, for 2008, 2009, we used to print invoices and then you print, you mail, you send to customers. It was a process of around three days. It was tedious and could cause a lot of errors, and then on its own it was costly. By the time me and my boss of that time, Peter, we decided to stop printing and then start sending invoices by email. It was a crazy idea. People didn't believe that's how this is possible. How people are going to receive the invoices and then trust the invoices coming through their emails. We took that decision. I think that change of building a solution that mails electronically the invoices was a game changer. I would say it's one of the digital products we started. Okay, a lot has been done, but one of the game changer in terms of digital products we started in MTN. So today, since that time, our customers receive the invoices via email. Another project I can touch on that today is also one of the known products that MTN has is mobile money. So I think we started Feb 2009. That's the very first transaction happened on Momo at that time, 2009 February, and today the rest is history. So I did not work on it alone. There were many people working on that, behind that project, but I was really involved in that project. I've seen mobile money evolving, and today it's all over. So you make payments in a kiosk, small business, bigger businesses with mobile money. You move with mobile money, which is your bank today, in your pocket, which is also something that today when I look at it, I see the evolution of mobile money. I see Rwanda, as well as Africa, we have the potential, because Momo was born in Africa.
Yes, we always complain about MTN on social media, and I agree with some of those complaints, but that's not what we're talking about today. We are sticking to IT career. But I just wanted to mention something on that product that MTN developed. When I look at how Momo has eased business, how I can sit and transfer money from my Momo account to the bank, or from the bank to my Momo account, it's amazing. It's really amazing. Indeed. It's a success story. Indeed. But can you also share a product you have worked on that failed? And how did you receive that lack of success on that IT product? Do you have one in mind? Yeah,
I think there is one.
Yeah.
I recall that was, I think it was multimedia, VoIP, voice of IP product that we tried to do. Was it 2011, somewhere, don't recall. The product did not, fly. I think the reason was not about the technology we used, but the readiness of the market to start using that product. But the beauty about IT and let me use now, when we got into MTN, the resilience about MTN as an organization is that, even if we fail, we try again. So today, if that product, after how many years now, 10, it's back. And under another name, we have now learned well what is the market expectations. And even today, I believe the market is ready. Looking at the spread of internet within the country, and also how people have understood the technology. So that's why I believe this time that voice of IP product is going to be successful. Yeah.
Wonderful. Back to the career in IT. When you look at the numbers of people who were getting in IT back in your time when you were getting in university and starting your education in IT, and the numbers today, would you say more people are getting involved in IT?
I would say yes. I would say yes. Because for me, I remember our class were only 11 people. At
back then.
But after I heard that, there were more than 50 or more in a class. So I think that people heard or now know about IT. They go there because it's exciting. Maybe there are opportunities more in IT. And it's all over in the news, IT, technology, ICT and all that. So people want to do IT. The number keeps increasing. And the facilities around that. The accessibility to tools for you to do IT, information, educational material. I think it's all places. Now, I can't say it's easier today, but people are aware more than they were that time when I was at university.
What is the proportion of girls getting in IT compared to that time? Do we see more girls getting into IT today?
I don't have statistics with me, but the confidence I have and the belief I have is that, now the number of girls doing IT is also increasing, which is amazing. And the myth that, there are careers made for men and the careers made for women. And I think about IT, that one is being removed or has been removed. Coding is not for men. Coding is not for women. Coding is for everyone. Yeah, so I think we need to check, but I believe the number is more or less equal.
Yes, yes. In your team back at MTN, do you have
Yeah.
a considerable number of girls?
Yes, yes. And they keep increasing, by the way. As MTN is an organization, we believe in giving equal opportunities to everyone, regardless of being a male or female, anything. But we do our level best to give equal opportunities to everyone. So the number of women in technology departments, being network, IT, women, the number of female is also keeps increasing. Okay, we are not at the same level due to historical facts of that, let me call it that belief, but you see the number is really coming up. You see them in senior management, being managers, even engineers. So it's happening, and I'm very happy to see that happening.
Yes. So before we go for a break, one funny question.
Yeah.
Do you see Africans coming up with our own, not Africans, let me make it specific. Do you see us Rwandans coming up with Bill Gates at some point? Who is not Bill Gates, who is going to be called Peter Ndungutse or John Kamali, or do you see that happening here? Given that our government is pushing for the digitalization of services, a digital economy, you know, ICT-driven leadership, do you see us coming up with our own?
Let me borrow from what you have just added to be able to try to answer that question. For me, we may not have, let's say, one Bill Gates. But I believe with the leadership we have here in Rwanda, and what this leadership has been doing in the last years and currently doing, the motives and actions that are put in place in this country, I believe the coming generation, or even the current generation, we see among that generation people who are going to invest more, to do more, to produce more. And then, because the myth that technology, IT, and all that we used to believe this is for the West. But now we also believe it can happen here. We can create great things from here. Second, if you look at what the leadership we has made in this country, we have improved a lot in terms of access to information. The majority of schools today are connected to internet. You go to schools in break times, you see, or you visit their classrooms, you find, if not everyone, 90% or more, they have their personal computer. Because now it's accessible, tax exempted. People believe and people have dreams. If the government tried and continued to change people's mindset, even if they stop there, that's a lot. Making the youth believe that they are capable. I believe soon we see Rwanda changing even beyond what we see today, and even Africa. We may not see the Bill Gates one, but we see people producing or doing more than that. If you combine, we'll not be comparing to anybody or what anybody has done in the previous. So I believe the time of Africa is now.
Thank you so much, Cliff. Let's take a break. We'll come back and keep having a conversation around having a career in IT, but also solutions that IT career-driven fields can give to us. Stay tuned. Welcome to the Barbara Show. We are here talking with Cliff Murigande, who is the Chief Information Officer at MTN Rwanda. We're talking about ICT, having a career in ICT, and what that looks like, or what that adds to the lives of people who benefit from people in such a career. Welcome back, Cliff.
Thank you, Barbara.
So tell me, how do you see the improvements that have been made in Rwanda from an ICT perspectives?
I don't know how many minutes we have for that.
Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
We can take 2 weeks discussing about what has changed, but I get what you asked.
Yeah.
Let's take something very simple of what has changed. Look at the number of people today you are able to access in 10 minutes, for instance. If I give you a funny example, you can contact 50 people in less than a minute.
Yes.
Using your phone, you WhatsApp on your group, you send SMS, bulk SMS, call them. You can mail them from where you are sitting. I don't think 5 years back or 10 years back that was possible. And the number of people with access to phone, who can make calls, who can receive more mobile money, it's a tremendous change in this country. But for me, I don't look at what we see and what is tangible. I go back to look at different institutions, being public or being private. Everyone is talking about digitalization or digitization. We used to go in let's say in a Murenge, or to get to the birth certificate, for instance.
And it will take weeks.
It will take weeks. They send you to this place, that place, you come back, no, you forgot to get this signature from this person. It was time consuming, resource consuming. But today, look at what we have managed to do as a country. The e-government, the services are online, with Irembo, for instance. The time and money it saves from citizens, and what also the efficiency it has brought, that's really, it's a big change. And if you look on at that, as you get a birth certificate in instant, having provided all the necessary documents, and you get that birth certificate, for me, I don't look at that birth certificate. It's you who is looking at that entire process, how it also changes your thinking.
You're right.
That, even for me, in my business, I can improve my processes. I can change the way I serve my customers. So for them looking for a service within a week, they can get it instant. So there are things that we do, and then you look at the output. But we don't have to limit ourselves to the output, but the impact beyond that output. How people come with more ideas, thinking. When one process has changed, you look at the second process. So that's, for me, a lot has changed. You look at the police files today. It's electronic, it's digital. Payments, we mentioned about payments. I recall once you could give somebody a check, and that thing would take even 4 days. You had to wait for the compensation to happen between the two banks. But today it's more or less in a day. It happens. You get the money. The person you paid can receive the money. Look at paying taxes. People used to queue to pay taxes. Now it's online. You declare, you pay taxes. It's done. So the penalties caused by the delays, I would say, have really tremendously reduced. You can order things from home. Things are delivered to your place. You don't have to drive to work.
Yes.
A lot has changed.
Lives have changed.
A lot have changed. Let's look also in the education area. Look at the COVID times.
I was heading there.
Yeah.
I think COVID-19 came at a time where Rwanda was more or less, okay, not, I don't want to say not ready, but also ready somehow.
Yeah.
Because we have internet, access to the internet, access to different tools that it easily facilitated even some children to study online.
Exactly.
Maybe if COVID would have happened 10 years ago, when we don't have Wi-Fi in our houses. Now we have different businesses offering internet in our households. If this would have happened 10 years ago, we would have really been stuck.
Exactly. I believe for me it's a privilege to experience this
season.
This season. Yes, COVID was a challenge to everybody. And not everyone had the opportunity to continue studying from where he was. Not every student had that opportunity. But to those who had, of course, they had to go through a process of, accommodating that change. But at least they could continue studying from where they were. Those at university or secondary school and, and those in primary schools and even nursery, they did continue to study from where they were. Why? Because we had infrastructure to many places. We had internet in many homes. They could follow, they could download, they could print, they could do a lot because that infrastructure and services were allowing them to do that. And I believe that's what this country has done, and which is amazing. And being the government and also the partners, the institutions or the businesses behind telecom or ICT services. So that's what I see, and it will not stop. It will not stop.
COVID-19 taught us so much, but one main lesson was to think outside the box. How does that apply to people in the IT profession in thinking outside the box after COVID-19? Let me say this, what are you cooking?
Me as an individual?
No, well, as an individual coming from the IT perspective, I'm pretty sure you're thinking, let's change our perspective or how we're doing things. Because if something like this could happen and it's gone on, well, this is the second year, the life as we know it has changed. What are you thinking for the future?
I believe not only people within IT or let me even to expound ICT, everyone needs to think out of the box. Looking at what happened in the last 2 years with COVID-19, we found that life can change at any time.
Yes.
But how ready, how agile you are, we allow you to respond to that change quickly. People, you saw people, trohereze, vuba vuba, and business that we're not used to, or they were there but to ignore it. They're the ones that really
survived
and saved us in a sense. You could order something, you pay with Momo, you find an app, you order, things are delivered to you. You could do all that. People with tools that could allow kids to continue studying. Unfortunately, I don't have any that is from Rwanda, but we're using more of external tools for the kids to continue studying. For me, that's an opportunity we need to look at, because even if COVID ends, which is my prayer and my belief, life will not be
the same.
The work from home or the hybrid model will continue. Companies saying 50% home, 50% at the office. It's up to you to decide. Students or schools may decide, okay, every Thursday, Friday afternoon, students stay at home, they can study on their own at home. Things will happen. But those are other business opportunities, we can invest in. E-commerce, that's another area Rwanda we need, to develop in. You see that we, as human, we also look at physical contact. But I know that's the side effect of technology, that it breaks that more and more, that physical contact. But I believe there is a lot to be done from your device, from your computer. which saves you time, which saves you money, which saves you resources and all that. So we need to look at what are the things I do cost me a lot, yet there are technology solutions that can allow me to save on cost, yet achieve what I have to achieve. So I believe there is a lot. Us, or myself, I see opportunities in education. I see opportunities in e-commerce. I see opportunities in all different services. And call it support online, and soon you will see telemedicine growing more and more because of tools and technology behind that. There's a more, I think this is the time of opportunities.
This is a wonderful time to look at these opportunities and think of ICT-based solutions. Yes, as we head to the close of this conversation, what would you tell a young person who is watching this episode and they're thinking of getting into ICT? What would you tell them?
So, a little bit of stories. That
yes, please.
When I joined Mudende, then our lecturers or our seniors, they were telling us, you know, during our time it was very difficult. Studying IT was very tough, was very difficult. And then when we left, we're telling the same story to those who came right after us. But I believe today, even what we are used to say that, you know, in our time was very difficult. Even the people before you, we tell the same to the previous, to those who followed them. But I believe each generation has its own blessings, if I can call it that way, and challenges. And those who are going to IT today, they have the same blessing they have, or the same opportunity they have, it's the same challenge. Today I believe it's the access to information. There is a lot of information out there. If you do IT, in our time we're doing coding with the book here, you read, you code. With a little access on internet.
Wow.
But then today there's plenty of material, there's a plenty of courses you can do, there's a lot you can learn from internet. But the question is, what do you choose? And that's where the problem is. A lot of information, it's an opportunity, it's a blessing. But also, it can also be a challenge because you don't know what to choose. So my advice to the young generation that aspiring or doing IT today, it's very important to have a mission in this life and then attach that mission to what you want to do. And now doing that career, we want to become an IT professional and all that. If you are able to pick one domain or two, you master those ones within IT, you pursue them, you invest time in it or in them, you'll be successful because IT is like art. The more you do, the better you become. Every time you try painting, the second paint will be totally different from the previous one. So the more you try, the more you become good or better. And doing IT as well, it has its own challenges. It requires time, it requires passion. But I believe with the opportunities we have today, if they really invest their time, they don't have to run for quick things. They have to spare time on that. They'll be successful. So to summarize, I think having a passion, stick to that passion, and then also follow your dream with all your heart. They will be successful. They have plenty of opportunities. Yes.
Well, you have had it. Thank you so much, Cliff, for coming to the Barbara Show. I have learned a thing or two about the IT world. I think we are living in a wonderful season where we have so many opportunities in our country, so many opportunities on the continent, and it's for us to decide which way to go, attach passion to what we're doing, but there is nothing as fulfilling as seeing a solution you came up with really helping change people's lives. It's a wonderful blessing.
Indeed.
It is.
Yeah, if you follow if you do something to produce a solution, opportunities, value, I don't want to mention money, we follow that solution.
Yes, wonderful. Amen to that. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, Barbara. Thank you for the invite.
Yes, thank you for following the Barbara Show. Well, you had it. If you're a young person or whatever age you are and you want to go back to school or you are going to school, maybe ICT could be the place you should go, because you come up with solutions that will change our livelihoods. Possibly you could land yourself on a product that changes Africa and the world. Why not? Well, thank you so much for following. See you next Sunday. This is the Barbara Show, and every time as I say it, as I close an episode, may God bless you. Thank you. Urakoze gukurikira ikiganiro The Barbara Show. Nimba ukibonye kuri YouTube The Barbara Show, kora subscribe ujye ukomeza kubona amakuru n'ibindi biganiro byinshi bikomeza kuza. Nimba udukurikira kuri Facebook, nimba udukurikira kuri Instagram, komeza udukurikire, turakwishimiye cyane. No kuri Twitter muzajya mukomeza kubona amakuru, ndetse ntimukasibe kureba iki kiganiro ku Isibo TV. Turabashimiye rero ku mwanya wanyu mwaduhaye. Imana ibahe umugisha.